Once you're logged in, you'll see this dashboard. There's two large buttons here, one for gradebook and one for classes and grades. You can also find the information from these buttons along the side. There are also other areas that will give you more details. We're just going to go along down the line here and select each one and see what they're all about. The first one is assessments. Now this is just a list of assessments that have been taken online through the Elluminate system. I'm sure there are other assessments that have been taken in the class, maybe paper or pencil, or online through a different system, but these are the ones through Elluminate. It will give you the name of the assessment, the score, the date that it was taken. If you have more than one child in the Roman Land school system, you can see the assessments for those both students or three, or however many children you have, by clicking over here. I'm going to select Ruben as a middle school student, so his assessments will look a little bit different. If I was to click on this exam here, it'll give me more details. Up here, it's a little summary. It tells you how many possible points, how many points he earned. This is his score. And the proficiency level, it says here, it's in yellow that they nearly met the standards. Some of the standards were met. That's why they're in green over here. These details down here will give you a description of what these questions were asking, how many questions there were that pertain to these descriptors, and the percentage correct. You can click score by question here, but unless you have a copy of the test in front of you, it doesn't really give you much information. If you did have a copy, you can see what question 2 was, and you'll have a little bit more information about why they got those questions wrong. So I'm going to click back over here now to view attendance. And then we'll look at the year summary. It automatically defaults to the current year, 17-18, and it gives you details about how many times the child was present, how they were on time or tardy, if they were absent, if it was an excused or an unexcused absence. If you have been enrolled in the Roman Land school system for other years, you can see previous data by clicking here and toggling down. If you want to view the classes and grades, middle school students will see a list of all their teachers and the courses here, what time they have the periods. If you are an elementary student, and you can click classes and grades here or here. I'll just use the button. Elementary students will only see one course. It'll probably be called the grade level they're in. These are the teachers. This is their primary teacher, and Miss Lamb here is the PE teacher. She could also enter grades here. If I click on the course, this is where I'm going to see the grades. They're broken down here by assignments in the grade book. These are the assignment names. These are the scores and the due dates for those assignments. If I look at the grade book, it's also broken down here. Yellow is nearly met, green is meeting the standards. If I wanted to click on one of them to see what the assignments were that pertain to this particular standard, I can click here, and it will give me the name. This was his sentence fragments, and this particular one, this child, was meeting the standards in it. And there's a more detailed description here. The last thing what we're going to look at are the state test results. There's only going to be information here if your child is currently in 4th grade and was enrolled in Roman Land School District last year, if they're in 4th grade or higher. These are last year's SBAC scores. It'll tell you in English and in math what their scores were. If they have been enrolled for multiple years, if you click the checkbox over here, it will show you the 15-16 and 14-15. If there was data before that, it'll be available for your child also. So that's just a brief summary of the features that you can find in the parent portal.